Hi, so it's Cara, and today we're going to be doing the second of my challenges, the second and final of my challenges for 2016, and this is the 2016 Finish That Series challenge. Last week we talked about my big book challenge. I'll link the video down below. Today we're talking about the Finish That Series challenge. And the goal of this challenge is to finish series that you've had on your shelf for forever. For me, that means since I was like 12. I have every book in these series, and I've read like the first or the first two, and it's very sad. So, they're over. They're long over. They've been done for years, but I'm a hopeless being, and I haven't read them. So I've picked 5 series that I need to finish desperately. And I'm going to show you what they are today. The first of these is the Last Dragon Chronicles by Krista Lacey. This is book 1. It's called The Fire Within. I've read book 1. I'm not going to be reading book 1 this coming year, but this is an 7 book series. I think that's it. A 7 book series, and apparently each one gets more and more crazy and intense. So this one reads like a middle grade novel. Following a guy who goes to like a university age guy who goes to board at this house with a woman and her young girl, and they make clay dragons that kind of come to life, like little ones. Apparently it gets insane from then on. I've read all of book 1 multiple times because I've attempted to read this series a lot, and I love book 1, but I always get distracted when I start to read book 2. I've read half of book 2. So this is The Fire Within by Krista Lacey. I've read half of book 2 like 3 times, which is Ice Fire by Krista Lacey. And in this one, things start getting super mysterious. So I'm going to read this one during the year. And then there is Fire Star. I have no idea where it goes from here. I've tried not to spoil myself, so I can't really give you much more information. But we have Fire Star by Krista Lacey. What is the next one? I believe the next one is The Fire Eternal by Krista Lacey. Dark Fire by Krista Lacey. Fire World by Krista Lacey. There was a slight cover change. The edges look a bit different, but same thing, slightly different. And The Fire Ascending, which is the final book in the series. Isn't this cover gorgeous? So dragons, I don't even know that much more. Apparently that gets into time travel and all kinds of wacky things. I know a lot of people who've read this and love this, like people I know in real life, who've been telling me for ages to just read it. So this year will be the year. The next series I want to read this year is the Chain of Charms series by Kate Forsyth. I've read book 1, which is The Gypsy Crown. These are historical fiction. I don't think it's fantasy. I think it's just maybe magical realism. Historical fiction with a bit of magical realism. Because they're trying to find this charm bracelet that's supposed to save them, but I don't know how real the magic of that is. But this first one is The Gypsy Crown. It's set in Cromwell's reign following a troop of gypsies. The second one, which I am reading this month, or hope to, for the Cramathon, right? Like, I'm hopefully to pick it up today or tomorrow, is The Silver Horse. So those 2 will have been read by the time we get to next year. But then there's 4 other books in the series, of course. So we have The Herb of Grace, The Cat's Eye Shell. These are just gorgeous covers, I swear. The Lightning Bolt, and The Butterfly in Amber. As you can see, they slowly fill up all the charms as they collect them. This is middle grade, obviously, and it's like they're deckled edges, like they're not super busy on a page, they're quite short. Gorgeous. And that's the whole series. That's it. It's been done since, like, when did this come out? Let me tell you. This came out, because I bought it new. This came out in 2007. I was 13 when this one came out. I still haven't read them. Then, I've got to make space. I'm running out of space. Then we have the His Dark Materials series by Philip Pullman. Again, these have been out since we were like 13. I was like 13. Um, so, first we have The Northern Lights by Philip Pullman, which was The Golden Compass, the movie. I've read this first one, but again, it was so long ago that I have to reread it. I have no idea what happens other than like the movie version. Apparently the movie wasn't particularly good as an adaptation, so I need to reread this. But then there is also The Subtle Knife, and there was a cover change. I never picked this up in this original cover. I picked it up in this gorgeous cover, but annoying that it doesn't match. This is the Amber Spyglass. So that's this series. These are again fantasy. Now let's put back the nice cover because it's a nice cover. These are fantasy following, like, humans have an animal attached to them. I can't remember how the world works. It's been a long time. But again, it's been a long time. I need to read this. These 5 series I've had on my shelf the longest, I swear. And I just have never read them. So, or never read enough of them. This one, again, is one where I read the first one and half of the second one. And then I DNF'd the second one for some reason. But I loved the first one. And I loved what I was reading of the second one. So, gotta get back into that. If you've been counting, you know there's 2 more series to go. The first one I have here is The Inheritance Cycle. We talked about this last week in the Big Book Challenge video. This is Aragon. This I'm wanting to read for that challenge as well, but I've also only ever read this first one before and half of the second one, as we have with the other one. So, I want to read Aragon by Christopher Paolini, Eldest by Christopher Paolini, Brusinger by Christopher Paolini, and Inheritance by Christopher Paolini. Oh, I gotta put them down. They're too big. So I want to read this series. See, I told you last week that I have the nice covers for everything else except for that first one. I went from a B format up to a trade paper format, but who even cares? I've heard some mixed things about this last one. Apparently some people didn't find the ending particularly satisfying, but I'm not going to complain. I'm going to read this. So that's it. That's all I have. I don't have any more to say. And we have one more series, which is The Secrets of the Immortal Nicholas Flamel by Michael Scott. This is book 1, The Alchemist. I also have every single one. This is an 6-book series. I've just got to reorder the books though because they're in the wrong order. These are gorgeous covers as well. So we have The Alchemist, which is book 1, The Magician, which is book 2, and they match. The only problem is the format. Like, what are they? There was something to do with sizing. Oh no, they're the same size. Oh, they changed the spine. So the fronts match, but the spine doesn't. Who even knows? The spines then match for everything else. So we have The Alchemist, The Magician. That way. That's how you do it, Cara. The Sorceress. The Necromancer. The Warlock. And the Enchantress. The Enchantress is the other one that's different, but it's just because they put the shiny lacquer on the cover, whereas all these ones have a matte cover. Who even knows? And this one. So this is another big series. You can tell, because I can't even hold them. That I have every single one of. This one I've read the first one again, and I think I may have read half of The Magician. I can't remember. I know I've read the first one. I know I've read the first one like 1.5 times. But I never got any further than that. So we're going to read these this year. So these are all the books that I want to read for the Finish That Series challenge in 2016. Again, if you want to partake in this challenge, so it's 5 series you've had on your shelf for the longest time ever that you've been wanting to read but kept putting off, and or any 5 series that you should have finished. Like, just because mine have been around since I've been 13. I'm a weird one. So, pick 5 series. If you want to participate, I'm not doing anything high key. I'll probably check in the end of the year. But if you want to do this challenge, pick 5 series that you need to finish, however long they are. Mine are all pretty long, but That's just because all the stuff I read when I was 13 and have had for ages have been long series, because I read a lot of young adult fantasy when I was 13. And then I just went on off the bandwagon, and then this happens. But yeah, so pick 5 series, make a video, or tell me down below what you're reading, if you're going to do this challenge, and we'll check in around the end of the year, seeing how far we've gotten and what we've succeeded in. Good luck to you all. Good luck to me. I hope this works and I get all these read, because that would be a great goal to achieve. These are books that have been haunting me for years, and at work I recommend them to people and they say, have you read them? And I say, kind of. Like, oh man. But yeah, so I'm gonna read these. That's all there is to it. I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna wuss out. This is gonna happen. Still, it's a whole year. I have plenty of time to read all of these plus other things. But you'll see more of my plans on how to do these challenges and how I'm gonna achieve them in my next video, which is my New Year's resolutions video. So look out for that. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye!